That's weird. I'm not really sure about that one.
Yeah, it doesn't have to involve a urinal. It can be anywhere.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was picking
There you
my
go.
butt and then you know what? For me, it's one of those things. It is going tears. I think it's like the very first time that, as far as NSYNC, hearing it on the radio for the first time, and especially we were in Germany and Europe for about 2.5 years, and then coming alles klar, alles Spaß hier. And when, if you're German, you know what I said. It was clean, and. It was interesting when I think when we made it is when we went on Jay Leno. I think when we did the Jay Leno show back in the day, I'm sorry, that was the Tonight for you young kids. I don't think Jay Leno. Jimmy Fallon, that was Jimmy, same show but older people. After Johnny Carson, I remember. So it was one of the things we were like, oh my gosh, we made it. I think for us and for me. And then when it was the next one was like, holy cow, is when we did The Simpsons. We did a voice of The Simpsons. We're like, holy cow, we're actually really made it. And then of course, for me, I think the pinnacle for us right now, of course, is getting the star on the Walk of Fame. Was one of the
congratulations, yeah, that's amazing.
Again, I think I heard the story with some people even saying, I think it's the truth where, maybe in the next 30, 40 years, people might not even know who the hell NSYNC is, but it will be on that floor in Hollywood, set there for life, which I love. Hopefully they'll never get rid of it.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I don't think you're ever gonna have to point at the star and be like, no, this, like, no.
Like, it's not the Backstreet Boys, like, no, that's NSYNC.
Hey, watch
We are
it.
right next to each other. Is O-Town in spray paint.
Yes!
I did that.
God bless.
There's an Eric Estrada star on the Walk of Fame, and that claim is mine.
You should
actually
definitely
should,
take that star.
Yeah.
Tell your family.
Every time I walked over that thing, I was like, that's me. But it's not.
For the OG young kids who Eric Estrada, there was a TV show in Chips. It was called Chips.
Obviously, Eric's mom was a huge fan.
Yes.
Dude, we need a pop-up video just to like when we're at a panel, so like we can cut to the references of what we're actually talking about.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, here's the references. Yeah.
Especially when Dan was talking about holding himself. That's great too, that picture. I love you.
Didn't you have a picture of the five of you holding yourselves looking over a toilet for a Super Bowl ad?
Yeah, we did. How easy that?
Super Bowl ad, by the way.
It was a Super Bowl.
Well, it was really funny. It was actually a commercial where when they promote freaking memory, gosh, where the commercial looks like the five of us were standing, getting ready to perform, and you see silhouettes of us like this, but all five of us actually were facing this way. And they're like, in sync. When the lights came on, we're all standing at urinals, and we're like, zip, zip, shake, shake, and we all ran together. And then like all the other fans are like standing there going, we gotta go to the bathroom. It was really cute. Funny. I can't even remember that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Weren't you on the cover of Rolling Stone with like your pants down and your underwear?
No, that was Backstreet Boys.
Oh. You guys all look
Thank you,
alike.
Eric. We were the ones that actually, we had individual covers. We actually did. Liquid Dream.
We held no candle. No, seriously, it's really something when we get a chance to work together, and we realize how close our stories and our lines cross. And then obviously we just saw, a lot of people saw that documentary that was on Netflix about our old manager, and the idea that we were part of this like little encapsulated moment of time that only a few of us share together in our different levels and different experiences that are unique to each of our group. But we have so many of these stories that when we come together, we start to like sort of just like
You can relate.
we can relate, and then we
It's
have people
weird.
that we know.
Community. It's
I know,
like,
yeah, I know it sounds weird. It's like almost like being in an AA meeting, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but or like a funny way. But it's almost like I feel the same way too. I've gone through these things. So like when people are like, oh, maybe he might have a bad time or something. Dan be like, I'm just a little bit annoyed, blah blah blah. And people are like, why is he so mad, dude? Because you're a celebrity, you got this and this and that. And I'm like, no, I know exactly how he feels and what he's going through, and thinking about his family. And he's got other shit that he has to worry about. So we understand that stuff, and I think that's what's really really interesting. And to get to know these guys a lot more, we've hung out a bunch of times. But when we did Dead 7, we had a couple of hours, a couple of long nights together where we hung out. But we really got to hang out and got to know each other, especially with Eric. He was Komodo Dragon, as I like to call him, the character. If you've never seen Dead 7, kids, that was on Sci-Fi. It was called the biggest piece of crap ever, but it was so much fun to do. We had a blast. Yeah, no, we had a blast doing it. That was something that was so much fun that we would have never thought. And for some reason, the stars aligned when everybody was doing it. You had Jeff Timmons, and you had all these different groups.
I would totally do another one, by the way.
It was fun, no, 100%.
Sure.
Would you guys watch it if we did it?
Yes! Woo!
I love all five of you. It's all right. Thank you so much. It's really sweet.
It's on Amazon if you want to check it out.
It's called
Performance from Joey.
Thank you. I was drunk the whole time.
Spoiler alert. So I went out to some of my followers on social media for some questions, and one of the more common ones I got asked is people wanted to know, for each of you, what is your favorite song of your groups? Like what, if you either to perform or whatever, but what sticks out
What's
for
your
you?
favorite song?
finally, let
My
him
favorite
talk.
song to perform is All or Nothing. Just because it's like our one, moment that we share really with the whole audience, because everyone really sings it back to us, and that's like our only one. So it feels really good.
One of them.
Yeah,
we have one of them.
Yeah, well, at least
You wouldn't know anything about that.
At least a bunch of you got to sing leads, so that's cool.
Yeah,
Well, don't feel sorry for me. It's
loves
okay.
it.
Trust me. I don't give a damn. Ain't hurt my feelings. I get paid just the same by doing this.
This is why
I got my damn house because of this. I got my car because of this. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, that's my favorite one to perform. You can talk.
I like chasing after you because I attended. The new stuff was experimental for us, not knowing how O-Town was going to sound after all these years. So it really was like, let's come together. What are we all listening to? What are we going to sound like? And it was one of the first ones where, Trevor and Eric were rapping, and we had this energy, and the music video was just so fun to make. And I don't know, that one just has a vibe. And I love performing that one. We'll be doing that one tonight for sure.
Yay! Spoiler alert.
My favorite song, All or Nothing would be the easy choice, but my next favorite is a song called I Showed Her.
Woo!
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Dan. Yes.
Sorry, let me shut my mouth right now.
It's really a crazy sad thing, like when you go back to your album, like titles, and you realize like almost every single one is an innuendo of some sort.
Yes.
It just didn't age well. Like, it's like, why did you do that?
Hey, Eric, let Dan
How did
speak.
you, like,
Right?
you can't do that. Don't like show her anything.
Oh, trust me, I know. I did a movie called Little Red Riding Hood, and the song I had to sing is I Want Her Now, and she's 12. Don't see it, guys. It's awful. But I'm the wolf. It's like the Little Red Riding Hood story where he eats the people, because that's the story. But when you really take it in that context, awful movie. Moving right along. Next question.
But you didn't answer my other question.
Oh,
Joey.
okay.
Yeah. Do you have like
I
a
thought you
favorite
did.
song?
Jack Capello's song when we first met.
He did, yeah.
That was one of the first ones we ever learned with the late Robin Wiley, who was actually the woman that wrote that song, and it was originally called I Thought He Knew. And she was like, I think this would be a great song a cappella-wise. And she actually
Good
wrote the stuff. And then she rearranged it, and she's the one that actually kind of came up with the in-sync sound for the harmonies, if you will. We do a lot of intricate 5-part harmony stuff, a lot of fun little color chords. So she really came up with that sound. So when she does it, when you hear I Thought She Knew, there's a lot of, I always get the screwed up parts. Oh, who's the one that sings, when you do like the harmonies in the middle, who does the weird ones that are all
I
over
feel
the
like
place?
Jacob does a lot
Sucks,
of the middle
doesn't it?
stuff.
It sucks when you're learning them all because when you hear it then you're like, okay, well,
Because if you think
we
about
all nailed it.
chords,
It sounds fun.
Right.
You know, they're fun in the end because they keep you like you're really paying attention. And
it's almost like barbershop stuff where the notes are really close together. So they're a little bit hard, but I love that whole thing. With I Thought She Knew, there's a lot of chords like that really dance around, which I was like, the first song we did, and love it ever since.
I love that. Well, Becca on Instagram asked a really good question. She wanted to know if there was one singer, living or dead, that you'd like to sing with. Who would that be? Like, who's your dream?
Tiny Tim.
That's a character,
Yes,
right?
he is. Tiptoe through the tulips. You know the guy from Insidious?
Yeah.
That song? Anybody? Okay, 2 people.
He's like, he knows it.
You know it.
He really knows it.
You want to kill yourself?
Give us
I'm
a church.
kidding about
Give
that.
us a church right
I was
there.
kidding about that, but Tiny Tim is scary.
We could probably make that happen, though. You could probably make that happen.
Of course, I can
A phone call.
He's sleeping. He's dead. Tiny Tim is dead.